I thought Misaka's sister was dead, and suddenly more and more versions of her appeared. How many sisters can one person have? It turned out that these clones are part of a military experiment. There's something very wrong happening here in Academy City. I need to find that human bug zapper and see how much she knows.
Extrasensory perception is? I can explain best by putting it in the context of Schrodinger's theory.
I've never heard of him.
He was a professor of quantum mechanics. He's best known for the Schrodinger's cat thought experiment. The premise itself is a bit morbid, so I'll alter it for our purposes. Now, as you can see, I'm holding a box here in my hand. Without opening it, guess what's inside the box?
That's a silly question. It's chocolate, of course. It says right there it's a box of chocolates.
No, sorry, you're wrong. There are actually hard candies inside.
No fair. That was a trick.
The meat is done.
Okay, sister, guess again. What do you suppose is hidden inside the box?
But you already told me the answer. You said it was hard candies.
That's right. But have you considered the possibility that I might be lying to you? So it's equally probable that the box contains chocolate or hard candy. We won't know unless we open it. So let's see.
It's not really chock full of chocolate. Pardon the pun.
All right, now we do it again. Tell me, sister, what do you suppose is inside the box?
You already showed me there was chocolate inside.
Most people would answer the same way as you. They'd be 100% certain that the box contains chocolate. But what if there was someone who believed it was hard candy instead? And what if they opened the box to find their belief was reality? Then that person would be what we call an esper. Such people can split themselves off from mainstream reality and create a reality that exists uniquely for themselves.
How could they? Why did everything have to end up this way?
Excuse me. Are you Mikoto Misaka? It's very nice to meet you. You know what paralysis is, right? It's when a person has lost the use of one or more of their limbs. Many people suffer from this.
In a healthy body, commands from the brain are sent to the muscles through electrical signals.
Paralysis is caused when these signals cannot be sent. But if we had the power to control bioelectricity, we might be able to cure it.
By making use of your particular ability, we could help many thousands of people.
Hey, did you hear? There's a rumor that they're making military clones in Academy City.
Yeah, and supposedly they're using a level 5's DNA map.
You don't think it's that girl in our class, do you?
Who needs you anyway?
Help us.
Somebody help us.
Huh? It's a cat.
Hey. What do you think you're doing? Answer me.
What's it to you? I can do what I want when I want. It's one of the privileges of being the level 5 railgun. Most people are smart enough to stay clear and not mess with me. Any punk who does is toast. So maybe you should just mind your own business and leave me to mine.
Not gonna happen.
What's the big deal? Is your pride still hurting over the whole vending machine episode yesterday? You hoping to get me in trouble for being
An
out at
analysis
night?
of tree diagram calculations has been conducted. The optimal plan would involve creating 128 different battlefields upon which Railgun would be killed. After that number of victories, Accelerator would then advance to level 6. Since that number of Railguns cannot be produced, a different plan has been developed. This plan will involve the mass production of Railgun's level 5 sisters. The numbers have been adjusted. It has been determined that 20,000 different battlefields and a corresponding number of sister deaths will be needed to produce the desired results. Essentially, that means your younger sisters were created so they could be killed as part of an experiment to produce a level 6.
Shame on you, poking your nose in where it doesn't belong. I had that file securely hidden. The fact that you're holding it means that you've been in my room without my permission. Normally, I'd kill someone for pulling a stunt like that. Why are you here? Did you come because reading that file made you concerned about me? Or just to tell me you're disgusted?
Of course it made me concerned about you.
You know, it's surprisingly nice to hear somebody say that, even if it isn't the truth.
But it is the truth.
It's not.
I'm telling you, I mean what I say! I'm sorry for going in your room without permission. You can zap me as many times as you want later, I don't care. Please, you have to tell me what's going on here. However you came to have these plans, I'm guessing it wasn't legal. Why are all those laboratories marked like this?
Think about it for a sec. They kind of look like targets, don't they? Because that's what they are, or were. In the end, I decided against using my railgun on all of them. A high-tech laboratory costs hundreds of millions to equip, right? If I wanted to, I could use my powers to short-circuit everything. It wouldn't be hard. With the equipment useless, the lab would shut down, and the project would be stopped. At least that's what was supposed to happen.
What happened instead?
It turns out, it doesn't matter how much I wreck, the project is immediately picked up by another lab. All those scientists are probably salivating at the thought of being the ones to create the first level 6. Know what they call themselves? My sisters call themselves laboratory rats, and they really believe it, too. They know exactly what's going on, and what it means for them.
But isn't human cloning prohibited under international law? I think if you told the governing board what was happening...
Academy City is under the watchful eye of the tree diagram satellite. That means they have the board's tacit approval. At any rate, I'm the one who's at the root of this problem. They wouldn't be in this if it weren't for me, so I'm the one who needs to save them. It's pretty simple when you think about it. This experiment is all about building Accelerator's ability. The project revolves around him, so if he were to disappear, there would be no reason for it to exist.
It'll never work. You can't defeat Accelerator in a fair fight, can you? From what I know about you, if you could, that would have been the very first thing you tried. Since he's still around, that means you know beating him is impossible. You might be close, but you're no match for Accelerator, are you? Why didn't you just ask somebody for help? Once you knew you couldn't do it yourself, why not reach out and ask someone to help you take him down?
Why did they create 20,000 sisters? Because they weren't able to create 128 railguns. And what did they need 128 railguns for in the first place? Because by killing Railgun 128 times, Accelerator would advance to level 6. What if I wasn't actually worth as much as they think? Accelerator is supposed to develop from repeated experience in hard combat. What if the project leaders could be convinced that wouldn't happen? You know, they actually used tree diagram to determine exactly how a fight between Accelerator and me would play out. The computer calculated that I would die after 185 moves. But you see, if I was to be unceremoniously beaten after the very first move, well, faced with that data, surely the researchers would have to conclude that something was wrong with the original programming.
Yeah, but even if you fooled them once, wouldn't they just do some recalculations and start things back up again?
They wouldn't be able to. That's what makes this plan so perfect. The tree diagram satellite was actually attacked from the ground and brought down a few weeks back. The source of the attack hasn't been determined. There could be no recalculations. Regardless of how much data they have, without the computer to analyze it, they'd have no choice but to stop the project.
So that's it. I get it. Basically, you want to die.
Yeah.
You believe that by sacrificing yourself, you can save the 10,000 sisters who remain. Is that right?
That's the plan. I'm actually on my way to see Accelerator right now. And once I'm done, this whole twisted experiment will come to an end. Stand aside.
I'm not moving.
You idiot! Don't you realize what's on the line here? If I don't do this, then 10,000 of my sisters are going to be killed! Or are you so heartless you think since they're just a bunch of clones, it's no big deal if they die?
Not at all. I think their deaths would be a tragedy. But I also think there must be some other way to stop it. I'm not gonna let you do this.
So, you really mean to stand in my way? You're choosing my single life over the lives of 10,000 of my sisters.
Don't you get it? I can't bear to stand by and do nothing while they die. I'm going to save them by myself. This is the last warning I'll give you. Get out of my way! I'm still not sure what kind of power you used against me before, but I do know I can't afford to lose to you today, so you better be ready to fight like your life depends on it. Otherwise, you'll be the one who dies. What are you doing? Why are you standing there like that? You're seriously going to try to stop me, aren't you? All right, then. You should know I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to get by you one way or another, even if I have to shoot you.
I won't fight you. Whatever you do, I won't.
Then just stand aside. Let me do this. Why can't you see there are no other options left to me? This isn't some petty problem that will just go away. It's evil like you've never seen before. It's a slaughter of 10,000 innocent people. Passive resistance isn't the solution to a problem like this.
It doesn't matter. Do what you want, but I won't fight you.
I'm telling you right now, you will fight me. Like it or not, you will fight me! Last chance. I won't miss with the next one. If you want to stop me, step up and fight like a man. And if you won't, then get the hell out of my way. Don't pretend to understand the situation I'm in. Someone like you could never get it. Oh no. Why? I don't get it. Why won't you fight me?
I don't know why. I don't really think I can give you a clear reason for it. It's just how I feel. I don't know what to do, and I don't know if there are any other solutions. But I do know. I don't want this. I don't want to see you get hurt, Makoto. I can't let you do it. It's not right. It's not right that you should have to die. No one should. Why does anyone have to die tonight? I can't believe that that's the only way.
Help me. Somebody help me. Just shut up, you fool. Stop babbling comforting words trying to reassure me. I promise I don't deserve it, not anymore. Maybe the world you live in is full of happy endings. Maybe good always triumphs over evil. Not for me. There's no place for me in a world like that.
Why can't you see the truth? Your death isn't the answer. It won't help anyone in the end. Say you die, and your sisters survive. Say your sacrifice actually does save them from being killed by Accelerator. Do you think they'll be grateful for what you did? Do you think they want to be saved at the expense of your life?
Just shut up. Don't talk about things you can't understand. Do you think I'm some kind of saint? Because I can assure you I'm not. Why don't you get it? You know full well I'm responsible for the deaths of thousands. I deserve to be punished. There's no place for a monster like me in this world. Not anymore. Why are you even doing this? Why are you risking your life to stick up for a monster like me?
You're not a monster. If you were, I wouldn't still be alive. There's no way I should still be standing here after taking a direct body hit like that. You must have been subconsciously holding back.
Holding back? No way, I gave it all I had. I meant it when I said I was going to kill you. I knew you weren't going to make any moves to fight back at me. But even so...
Admit the truth! You couldn't bring yourself to kill me! You just couldn't do it. Saving your sisters is the most important thing to you. And maybe you hate me for standing in your way like this. But here I am. Ultimately, you're a good enough person that you couldn't kill me, even though I stood between you and your goal.
I'm trying to do something good here. By sacrificing myself so they won't die. That should be enough reason to do it! You're making this way too complicated. I die, they live, it's simple. And more than that, it's the right thing to do. Step aside and let me do what I know is right!
I won't.
Then you'll die. There's no way you'll survive this next attack. Not if you stand there and take it head on. Now move. Unless you want this to be your death.
I won't move.
Don't get up. No, please stop. Please don't. I can't do this. She told me she has no choice but to die. She doesn't want to die. She shouldn't have to die. But she says she has no choice. There has to be some other option. Just think. There has to be a way. There must be something else.
All those scientists are probably salivating at the thought of being the ones to create the first level 6.
To stop the experiment, we have to make them think that their original premise was incorrect. With the computer gone, they'll have no choice but to abandon the project. Maybe. One of Misaka's sisters is headed for the testing grounds where the strongest level 5 in Academy City waits. What will become of her when they meet? Next time, Accelerator. When science and magic cross paths, a story is born.